Hi everyone, welcome back to NoSkits. So let's solve today's LeetCode daily challenge, which is intersection of two arrays. So first let's read the problem statement and then we'll see how are we going to solve it. So given two integer arrays nums1 and nums2, return an array of their intersection. Each element in the result must be unique and you may return the result in any order. Right? So let's look at the example number 1. So it has 1, 2, 2, 1 and nums2 has 2, 2, right? So common elements in intersection is basically common elements between these two arrays, right? So if we look at nums1 and nums2, 2, 2 are the common elements that are present in both nums1 and nums2, right? But the question says each element in the result array must be unique, right? That means it has to be just 1, 2 in the result array. Right, not 2, 2, but just 2, right? So this is the output for this example. Let's look at the second example, 495 and 94984. So the common elements in these two arrays, 4 is present in both the arrays, so just 1 4, 9 is present in both the arrays, so just 1 9. The result array should have all the unique element. So this is the question. So I hope the problem statement is clear to everyone and the examples are also clear. So now let's look at the solution, that how are we going to do it. So clearly we are given two arrays, nums1 and nums2, right? And we want to find out the intersection. Now if we look at both the arrays, what should be the intersection? 2 is present in both the arrays, so 2 should be part of our result array. 5 is not present in nums1, so 5 will not be the part of result array. 4 is present in both the arrays, so 4 has to be the part of result array, and 3 is not present in nums1, so 3 will not be part of result array. Similarly 9 is not present in both of the arrays, 6 is not present in both of the arrays, so these will not become part of our result array, right? So now let's look at the approach, that how are we going to do it, right? So what we can do is we can traverse over nums1 and we can store the elements of nums1, right? So we can store the elements of nums1 in some map or in set. Let's say I am taking a map, right? So first element came which is 1. So I stored 1 with the value 1, right? Then next element came which is 9. I stored 9 with the value 1, right? Again 2, I stored 2 with the value 1, right? Again 2 came, so 2, 1 which is already there, because I'll again try to store 2 with the value 1, but it is already there, so it will get overwritten, right? Now let's come at 4. So again I'll store 4 with value 1. 6, I'll again store 6 with value 1, and again 1 comes, so 1 with 1, right? So it is going to give us the same value, so it will be overwritten again, right? So we have created this map with the help of nums1, right? So let's say I am calling it as seen. So whatever elements I have seen, I have stored those elements with value 1 in the map, right? So this is our first step. Now second step, what should be our second step? Let's say now we'll try to see what are the common elements which we have already seen and which we are encountering in nums2, right? So 2. So we'll go and we'll check whether 2 is already present. Have we seen 2 in nums1? We'll go and check it. So yes, we have seen it. Also the value is 1. So 2 will be the part of our result array, right? Now it might be possible that we'll encounter 2 again. So we'll again go and check in seen array whether we have already seen 2 in nums1. So the condition will become true and the value will 1. So we'll again add it into our result, which we don't want, right? So what we can do is we'll change the value to 0. So that in future if we encounter and we check whether the value of 2 is 1, right, we'll get false because the value is 0. So we'll not add it as a part of our result array. Let's come to 5. 5 is not present, that means 5 is not common in both the arrays, we'll exclude it. Let's come to 4. We'll come to 4 and 4 is we have already seen 4 in nums1. So we'll go and change the value and we'll store it as a part of our result. Then 3 is also not part of nums1, so we'll not include 3. And finally, when all the elements are traversed, we'll get this, right? This is going to be our answer. So this is how we can get the intersection of these two arrays, right? So let's discuss the steps and then we'll code it. First step is traverse nums1 and put each element as key with value 1. Whatever element we are getting in nums1, we'll keep adding the elements in the map with the value 1. Second step will be, we'll traverse nums2. Second step is, we'll traverse nums2 and we'll see whether the element is part of map, right, and the value is 1. If this condition is true, we'll add it to our result and we'll update the value with 0, right? And then finally we can return this result. So now let's discuss the space and the time complexity. So let's say the size of nums1 is n and the size of nums2 is m. So we are traversing both the arrays, right? So the time complexity is going to be O of n plus m, and the space complexity is going to be we'll see what will be the space complexity, right? So let's go and code it. So first of all, we'll be needing a result array, but we don't know right now what will be the size of the result array, how many elements will be common, right? So let's create a array list. So I have created a temporary result which will hold the elements that are common in both the arrays, right? And then we'll finally create a result array and we'll return it, right? Because it is expected to return an integer array, right? So we have created this list. So in the worst case, it might be possible that temporary result contains all the elements, right? All the elements in nums1. Let's say the size of both the arrays are n and n, right? And both arrays are same, then the size of this temp result will be equals to n, right? So space complexity is going to be O of n, right? So we just left this part, so the space complexity is going to be O of n, because it might be possible that the number of elements in nums1 is n and the number of elements in nums2 are also n and they are same, right? Then temporary result will contain all the elements that are present in nums1. Okay, so we have created this. Now we need a map which will hold an element corresponding to value 1. So let's create a scene map. Now we'll traverse over each and every element of array A and we'll put each and every element with value 1. So this is a scene map. So let's put. Second will be, we'll traverse the array B, right? We'll traverse the array B, and if the element is present in map, which is scene map, and the value is 1, we are going to add it as a part of temp result and we'll update the value with 0. So if it is present in scene map and the value is equals to 1, right? What we are going to do, we are going to update the value. So scene dot put num comma 0, and also we are going to add this number as a part of temporary result. So temp result dot add num, right? Finally we have this temporary result, so we can create a result array of size equal to temporary result, and we'll traverse over each and every element of temp result, and finally we can return the result. So now let's try to run it and let's try to submit it. And it is submitted. So I hope you understood it, that how we can find the intersection of two arrays. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you.